Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about all things coffee table ideas, how to choose your coffee table, the coffee table shapes, materials, sizes, where to shop. The coffee table is essentially the central point of your living room design. The first thing that most people look at when they're shopping for their living room is first the sofa, and then second to that is the coffee table. So this is a really important piece where time and effort should be spent to choose the right one. It's an investment piece. It's going to be in your home from anywhere from 7 to 15 years. It's not something that you're going to change out. So we really want to be intentional when we're choosing the right coffee table. I'm Nikki D, and I'm your go-to resource for design inspiration, furniture and decor that's going to make your home look like you hired a designer. Make sure that you subscribe so that you get future bell notifications. Let's get right into it. Check out the description below because I'm going to put the blog post that has all this information written out if you prefer to read or just want to have it as a resource to come back to. Your coffee table is really going to be the central point of your living room. It's going to be a place that is functional and stylish. There are many different purposes and functions that a coffee table is going to play, and we need to be aware of that when we're deciding on the proper one for our living space. So the size and the scale are going to be really important when we're determining which coffee table to choose. The one that we choose should work well with our existing furniture if we're just updating the coffee table, or it should complement and coordinate with all of our furniture if we're doing a complete makeover. We also want to make sure that there is plenty of movement. So you want to make sure that you measure and have enough space between and around your coffee table for flow and traffic pattern. So the purpose of our coffee table is going to be both practical and stylish. It's going to add to the organization and the beauty of our living room design. Choosing the right coffee table is going to involve understanding our needs and our design style. It should speak to who we are and reflect our individuality. Some of the different uses for a coffee table is going to be a surface for our drinks or snacks for entertaining. We can also have it for storage. Some coffee tables have hidden compartments or function as ottomans and storage. We also can use it as a display surface, so where we can put our favorite home decor and really show off our personality. Our coffee table also might function as a workstation. So if we have a smaller living space where it needs to serve dual purposes, maybe we work from home a couple days, it is great if we have a coffee table that has a lift up top or one that can elevate to different heights. So we can use it as a desk or we can use it as a coffee table. There are other ones that also lift up and you can use it as a game table. They extend out into dining tables. There are so many different purposes for a coffee table and how it can function and really enhance our everyday living. Then we also have our decorative roles. So the decorative might be to create a focal point, that central spot in our living room where it really draws your eye in and commands attention. It also adds balance and proportion. It also will add our style and personality depending on the material, the color, the finish, and ultimately the shape and silhouette that we choose. Speaking of the style of your coffee table, you really want to make sure that it works in with the theme of your living room. If you have a traditional space, then you're going to want to use rich textures, turned legs, and classic elements. For a more modern look, we'll choose a coffee table that has clean lines, sculptural details. We might use materials like cement or mixed finishes like marble and brass. To keep your coffee table up to date and looking fresh, you want to think about the current design styles. So this might be using sustainable materials or having a cement coffee table that has a beautiful space that we can put succulents or plants. Now let's talk about the placement and the spacing of your coffee table. You always want to measure and do a floor plan of your space. You want to determine how much room you have between your existing furniture and your coffee table. It's all going to depend on the space that you have available and what is going to fit and complement your design best. Let's talk about the clearance and the accessibility. There really is going to be a sweet spot of about 16 inches between your sofa and the coffee table or other furniture. You can have as little as 12 inches in smaller spaces and as much as 18 inches in larger spaces. This will allow for movement and flow, and it gives you just the right amount of space to put down your drink, to pick it up. When you have snacks on the table, to reach for them, you're not going too far, and it's not right on top of you. For the width of our coffee table, we want it to be half to 2/3 our length of our sofa. So if we have a sofa that is 100 inches, we're going to want either a 50-inch coffee table or a 66-inch coffee table. That'll give us the right proportion and balance where it doesn't overpower the space, it doesn't look too small, and it doesn't look too large. For the height of our coffee table, we want it to be either the same as our cushions, 3 inches above or 3 inches below. Anything in between that measurement is going to look aesthetically pleasing and fit well with our design. Now that we know the size that we need, we know the distance that we need, and we know the length that we need, we can now look at the different materials. And this really goes back to knowing what your design style is. We already covered several design styles, so I'm going to link the series up above. When talking about coffee table ideas, we have to talk about the material of the coffee table. Wood is going to be great for adding warmth and durability, whether it's burl wood or oak, walnut. These are going to be a classic choice that is going to work well in any design style. Metal is another finish. It's going to provide a sturdy design, and it's going to have a sleek and modern feel, great for contemporary spaces, minimalist design, and modern homes. Glass is another great finish. It's going to give a sense of openness, make our room feel more expansive and larger. It does require cleaning and careful use. If it's a high traffic pattern or you have little children, you might want to avoid glass. Acrylic is another fabulous option. It's going to have a sleek transparency to it, give it a modern lightness. If you have a patterned rug, it'll really highlight that design because it's clear, lets the pattern and style show through. Marble coffee tables have a timeless elegance, sophistication, and a touch of luxury. The smooth, cool surface has unique veining in the stone, and it's really going to elevate the look of your living room design. Marble's natural durability to handle the wear and tear of everyday life makes it a practical choice for busy households. It's a heavy material, so we need to be mindful when we're thinking about where we're going to place it, and it does require regular cleaning and maintenance to prevent staining due to its porous nature. Cement is another finish. This is going to offer an industrial look. It's going to be solid, durable, weather resistant. It can be used in outdoor spaces or indoor spaces. It's going to have a natural texture to it and a more modern edge. Concrete is another durable finish. It's going to be stylish, weather resistant, practical for both spaces, indoor and outdoor. Mira is going to have an expansive look. It's going to reflect the light in our space. You do have to remember that it will have fingerprints and glare that comes along with the territory, and it's great for glam spaces or modern homes. Another fabulous finish that is trending and having a moment is bone inlay. These are going to be sustainable coffee tables that'll really elevate the look and design of your space, create that focal point. It enhances the beauty, adds a timeless elegance, has unique patterns, also adds an element of artistry. So essentially, glass and acrylic are going to be great for smaller spaces because they're light and airy. In larger spaces, you can really handle mixed materials or most finishes. Next, we're going to talk about the different types of coffee tables, our shapes, and where we might use them. Up first, we have the classic rectangular coffee table. It is the most popular. It has a linear design that's going to add balance and style to your furniture arrangement. The rectangle coffee table is going to work well with the standard sofa, a chaise sectional, a long sectional, a cuddler sectional. If you have a really wide distance between your two sofas, you can also use two rectangle coffee tables in between, either together or slightly separated. It really maximizes the extent of that open floor plan design. Our square coffee table is going to add a balanced and symmetrical design element. The square coffee table is really going to work well with the L-shaped sectional, a double chaise, and then a U-shaped sectional. Remember that we want to have 12 to 18 inches between the sofa and the coffee table. So in your U-shaped sectional, you really are going to have to measure so that it's not too large that you don't have enough space to walk. Our oval coffee table is going to be similar in feeling to a rectangular coffee table, only it's going to have curved edges. So this is wonderful if we have children or elderly family members. If you entertain a lot, you won't have those sharp edges that people tend to bump into. Oval coffee table is going to work well with the standard sofa, a curved sofa design, chase sectional, the cuddler sectional, and an angular sectional. The rounded edges will add an organic element and really complement the lines of a curved sofa perfectly. Next, we have the round coffee table, another classic design. This is available in so many different finishes. It's going to work well with the L-shaped sectional, a double chase, a U-shaped sectional, and then our curved classic sofa design. Next, we have nesting coffee tables. These are wonderful because if you have a small space, the purpose of the nesting coffee table is that they nest underneath each other. So you'll have one coffee table that's shorter with one that's higher. They're going to slide into each other and be more compact. Some designs function as extra seating so that you can pull out the different pieces and they have an upholstered top. Some have storage inside. The beauty of the nesting coffee table is you can separate them and put them in different locations in your living room. Bunching tables are similar to nesting, only they're not going to nest underneath each other. They're going to bunch together. So the bunching table is essentially a set of two or more similar tables that can be used together or can be used separately. They are typically 20 to 25 inches. They can be round, square, hexagon, or an organic shape. Another shape similar to the round coffee table is going to be our octagon coffee table. It has 8 equal sides, so it's going to add symmetry and balance to your living room, and it's really going to be an eye-catching design. That's going to be the talk of the party. We also have organic coffee tables. These are going to bring in that feeling of nature and element of the outdoors. It'll really highlight the characteristics and the natural tones and organic graining and veining details of stone or wood. We next want to talk about the drum table, which is really one of the round coffee table styles. The beauty of a drum table is it's going to be completely solid all around. It's good for large open spaces. Let's talk about the sculptural coffee table. These can be in many different shapes, but the key characteristic of a sculptural coffee table is going to have a mix of geometric elements combined with those classic shapes. So it really will make it feel more unique and special than just your round, rectangular, or square coffee table. Waterfall edge coffee tables are having a moment similar to the waterfall design that's happening in kitchen islands, where you have one finish, wraps straight down around, and it has that curved edge to it. We have upholstered coffee tables, which are great for adding extra seating, but we can put a tray table on top for a surface space that we put our drinks or our books. These can be upholstered in a soft, luxurious fabric like velvet, or they can be in something more durable like a leather. Some have added storage underneath that's perfect for blankets, for books, for magazines, and really keeping your life neat and organized. Storage coffee tables are going to be wonderful if you have little kids, if you have toys that you want to keep out of sight. A storage coffee table is going to be perfect because you can store away all your work materials, your books, any notepads, but then when you need to work, you just take them out. The swivel coffee table is similar to a Lazy Susan, where if you're entertaining and you have all of your different appetizers out on top of the coffee table, you can spin it around and people can grab different treats. Last up, we are going to talk about one of my favorite that I've done a whole video on in the past, the expand coffee table. These are great because they turn from coffee tables into tables. Essentially, they can turn into workspaces. So there are multi-purposes and multi-functions, and these are wonderful because they lift up to different heights as well as expand out. Now that you have all the information on how to measure your material, your shape, your style, all the different ways that your coffee table can function, let's lastly talk about where you can shop for your coffee table. Our house is wonderful for adding unique and stylish pieces. We also have Jonathan Adler, who has more of a mid-century modern vibe to his styles. Scout and Nimble is a great choice. They have a wide variety. Lulu in Georgia has more of that California vibe, cool modern pieces, really eclectic. Anthropology has that bohemian vibe that's going to be great for the wanderluster in you. It'll add style and personality, add a feminine touch to your space. West Elm is going to have great options that have a mid-century modern vibe to them, and the price point is wonderful. CB2 is an option for modern spaces. They're going to really have unique and sculptural pieces that will make a statement in your home. Crate and Barrel is another wonderful choice choice. It's a little bit more expensive than your West Elm, but it's going to have stylish modern pieces and also some that have more of a classic traditional vibe. Pottery Barn has looks that are more traditional as well as transitional. Alchemy Fine Home is going to have designer trade only coffee table styles. This is going to have a more high-end look to them, and the price point is going to be higher. We might have pieces from Bernhard or Sunpan or Four Hands. Bloomingdale's has a lot of to the trade names. They're going to be perfect for the contemporary home. Design Within Reach has more of a modern vibe to it. The price point is higher. It does have more of a mid-century look, clean lines and minimalist. And then William Simona Home is going to be more elevated than Pottery Barn at a higher price point. When shopping for the perfect coffee table, you want to also consider your budget, because without knowing what you can actually afford, some coffee tables can be anywhere from $300 all the way up to $5,000. So you really want to set that budget of what you can afford. It's okay to dream, but trust me, there is always a dupe and a stylish option that is similar to something that you might love from a designer brand name. And that, my friends, is a wrap on the coffee table ideas, how you can choose the right one for your home, the different functions and measurements that you need to know. I really hope that this was helpful. If it was, be sure to give it a like. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you get future bell notifications. Share this with a friend who's shopping for a coffee table. Have a great day and happy designing.